Yo, Ms. Ami, thank you for supporting the movement. This is a new season, season 3 of Big Bizzo podcast. Let us know what you think. We're going to talk about Derek Chauvin, the former Minnesota officer. We're going to talk about police reform. We're going to talk about George Floyd. Holla at your boys, Big Zo podcast. Ms. Ami.
Miss me. Welcome to the Big Soul Podcast. I go by the name of Berto.
It's your boy Beats on the beat.
Hey man, we got the homie back with us, the homie D, man. What's going on, D?
Hey, it's going all right. Thank you for having me on the podcast.
Yes, sir. Hey man, the verdict is in. So we're gonna talk about the George Floyd verdict with former Minnesota officer Derek Chauvin. Man, what you guys think about the verdict, man? Beast, what you think about the verdict?
I actually was surprised that he was found guilty on all three. I thought he'd get 1 out of 3 or maybe 2 out of 3, but all three, yeah, it's a great feeling. It's good.
That's what's up. What about you, D?
Yeah, I was actually surprised myself that all three went through as well. Involuntary manslaughter. That was what he got charged with. What was it? I can't remember the charges, but I thought at least 1 or 2 out of the 3 he would have definitely got. But hey, 3 out of 3. I mean, home run, right?
Yeah, that's true. Nah, but that's what's up, man. I mean, me personally, I was surprised. I didn't think. I mean, I didn't think it was gonna be 3 for 3. At least maybe 2 for 3 or maybe one. Um, I mean, but it was plain obvious, man. I think the world seen everything that was going on, and it wasn't about like this officer versus the state of Minnesota. It was pretty much about him versus the whole world, man. So I mean, I'm happy they got a conviction. I just thought like what he did was, there's a lot of good cops out there, but the problem is when you got these bad cops, doing these things, it's just terminate good cops. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully, we can move on. Obviously, man, it's crazy. There's a lot of more stuff that's next, man. I don't know if you've seen the what was his name? Dante, right?
Okay, right, yeah.
Yeah, he got shot. The same. I believe it was the same county, different city, but it was the same county. And it was 10 miles from the courthouse where Derek Chauvin was being um fighting for his charges. I mean, I just think it's crazy, man. These cops, man, for some reason, they they choose to shoot first and ask questions later. And I think right now, I don't want to say this is like the next big thing, because I'm very hopeful, but I'm also optimistic because you know it could go either way, man. It could go either way. I'm just hoping that these cops could stop killing on unarmed black people, because I think the issue with black people have is like you see a kid with like a 20-year-old kid with expired license, and you shoot him, but you got these people that do mass shootings, and you just let them go. I mean, when I mean let them go, you arrest them without shooting them or killing them. And I just think black people overall, we just need to be treated, you know, equally. And what do you think about that, man?
You asking me or?
Yeah, you.
All right. Well, I know this is going to be controversial, but in the way of Dante Wright,
Yeah.
like he was getting put in handcuffs. He was up until he like resisted and got in the car. I mean, I know but that was kind of on him. He wouldn't have gotten shot. Now, that being said, the officer that shot him is definitely going to get some kind of involuntary manslaughter or murder charge or something like that. That's a given. Do I think it was right of her to do that? No. Um, do mistakes happen sometimes? I mean, there's no way for sure for us to prove that it was an accident or not. Um, but if he hadn't have tried to run, I mean, she thought she was tasing. So I mean, tasing a person who's trying to take off in the car is kind of dangerous anyway, because that can cause somebody to spaz out and crash, in my opinion. Um, but at the same time, if he's gonna run, I mean, how far is he gonna get? I mean, they've
But
got his name and everything. They could just wait to pick him up later.
but when you said that, he kind of when you said that he brought it on himself, I guess the question I'm asking you is: number one, it was a misdemeanor. Number two, they had his information, and
Was
number
it a
three,
misdemeanor? I thought he had a
yeah,
felony gun charge.
no. So
Oh,
no.
Oh,
So basically, he had a warrant or something. But the crazy thing about it, they found out in 24 hours that they sent the letter to the wrong address. So basically, his warrant was voided. So because they were
yeah.
saying,
So the system failed him.
so the system, basically, the police officers' system wasn't updated with their correct information. So technically, he didn't have a warrant because they end up sending it his letters to the wrong address. So they end up basically this police officer system failed him. So technically, he wasn't supposed to be arrested. And number three, I mean, look, expired tag. How many of us like drove with expired tags before? Cause we forgot, damn, our birthday came up, and we got to renew our tag. And number four, in that state of Minnesota, there's a 3 month delay for your tag. They sent a notice to everybody, said that did renew their tag, say, hey, they're so backed up because of COVID. There's a 3 month delay for the tag. And if I'm not mistaken, that was like a fairly, I think his mom just bought him a new car or something. So I'm not sure how everything went. But I guess the question we're asking is, when you said that he brought it to himself, how come all these guys with guns with mass shootings, when the police officers find a way to basically arrest them instead of killing them, and they're more dangerous than this 20-year-old kid he never been arrested or anything. He never had a criminal record. And number two, it at that time, he was no threat. It's not like he was a threat. You got like, what about that kid? You remember during the protests, he went to go shoot like I think 4 people or something, ended up killing one. The one that the 17-year-old kid that had the gun, the
hmm.
rifle. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, so basically he walked in front of the cops with and they didn't even do anything. So how is that more dangerous than someone with expired tags? So when you say like he kind of
Well,
deserved
well,
it.
well, well, the whole thing you're kind of skipping over there is when like Kyle ran up to the cops, he had his hands up, all that. It was like, hey, this just happened. Whereas um, Dante just like yanked away, jumped in the car, and was just trying to run. If he would have just went with it, he would have been found innocent. He's like, look, this is what's going on. Everything would have been cleared up, and
But
he'd still be good today.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's the fear that we have as a black man. Is getting arrested. So you know what I'm saying. It's either a fight or flight situation. So Sandra Bland decided to fight. You know what I'm saying. And so it's like in his head, he's like, I'm running. I'm taking off. You have my information. Catch up with me when you can. You know what I'm saying?
but at the
yeah,
end
I
of,
mean, what's up?
no, say at the end of the day, why is these cops like, I have friends that's cops, and even when you talk to them, they'll say, I mean, I would even try to the first thing they would say, why did they just grab the man? And the second thing they would say, why did the female officer had to shoot the man? Like, you have a taser. I don't know if police officers still carry the sticks. I'm not sure if they do because I haven't seen them in a while. But my whole thing is there's so many things you could do to put a person in handcuffs or detain the person instead of, why is everything with a black person got to be, I got to get a gun and shoot them?
And
Well, that's the thing.
another thing,
She thought she was tasing him.
but another thing
You
is
hear in the video,
when officers like they pull out their taser, they usually yell out taser, taser, taser.
and
So
she
within
did.
that, no, I'm not saying nothing.
Well, she yelled taser, taser, but like, I don't know if you seen the video of the and I'm gonna post it on here, the link of this white cop was saying, first of all, your gun is in your dominant hand, and the taser is on your non-dominant, on the side of your non-dominant hand. So then the taser is lighter than the gun. So how did you like? All right, let me ask you a question. You being we got another podcast we doing with you about guns and stuff about the Second Amendment. I'm gonna talk to you directly because you are actually a guy that I know that has that's actually a true gun owner. Can you would you ever mistake a gun from a taser? It's even if the taser
Well,
was
it's hard to
different
say in
color.
that kind of situation. I've never been in that kind of situation where my adrenaline's kicking in and I'm only focused in on one thing. Um, and personally, like if I were to be blindfolded and pick up a gun or a taser, I would be able to be definitely tell you 100% which one was which.
And mind you, her taser was yellow, but even her taser wasn't yellow. You just being a gun owner and you love guns, you just said you will be even if you was blindfolded, you will be able to tell from a gun from a taser. And this is a woman that's
Yeah,
been a police officer for 26 years and that's been training police officers. So if she can't tell, and I know what a taser and a gun is, she should not be in the force. And number two, I know you said that her her mindset was going because everything's happening fast. Bro, if you're gonna crack under pressure, you shouldn't be a cop. That's point blank
yeah,
period. Because my whole thing is, and that's the thing like black people are like get upset about. It's like what us people find everywhere in the book to say, nah, this guy deserved to get shot. But when the mass people with guns and white guys with white guys with guns, like I don't know if you've seen the video where the police officers there was a traffic stop. It was like three cops. They tried to stop the black guy, and the guy basically pushed the officer off. Then he's driving his on his truck. It was a pickup truck, and the officer get on top of the truck or get on the side of the truck, and he just took off with the officer. Not one shot was fired. You know what I'm saying? That's just like what we're saying as like black people, especially black men and women. Why is when the cops deal with us, it got to be aggressive, and their mindset got to be, or I'm scared, or these I'm fearing for my life, so I got to shoot first. And then my whole thing is, if you're gonna shoot, why can't y'all just shoot the leg? I mean, you telling me you
that,
can't?
that's a well. I mean, even if you shoot the leg, I mean, say you get shot in the thigh, right?
Mhm.
I mean, there's no certain chance that you're going to survive that. You could hit the femoral artery and bleed out like that. I mean,
Dude,
that's
I'm
why
pretty.
like the shoot
Listen,
is the shoot to
listen.
kill, or
I'm
like
pretty. I'm
because
pretty
you
sure.
can't.
I'm pretty sure if the officer shoot or someone in the leg, it's probably a 90% chance they surviving that than getting shoot in the head or the chest. Like I mean, I guess why do they always got to shoot like to kill? That's my only answer. I mean, my only question is why it got to be shoot to kill.
And they never aim for like the leg, like you said. They're trained, right? All the training that they're
For
supposed to
center
be
mass.
doing, they're trained to be sent for center math. But it's like what I was talking to you about early, about the what do you think? What kind of programs should we have, even as citizens? You know what I'm saying? For us to be engaged. What if we do encounter that? That's why we have guns. It's to protect ourselves. Like, so what kind of programs are there without obviously paying for it, arm the leg, going through a third party? Like, what is it out there to protect us, or for us to know when we do encounter these high paced or situations, how do we interact? You know what I'm saying? If the police can't do it, how do you trust civilians to do it?
Well, that's the thing. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this. Just you comply. I mean, you'll have your day in court. You can fight it. Um, I mean that's pretty much all you can do at that point because resisting is futile at that point. Like if
Yeah,
I were to
but
run, I could be shot. So I mean, it's not like
yeah, you could be, but the the lightness of it actually happening is not great. It's more of a chance of me getting shot than you. Is basically what I'm getting to, and it's not saying that you can control that, but that's what it is. And when I have to deal with a system, it's like I'd rather not deal with that system, but I have to go to jail and then go get a lawyer to fight this. Just like you were saying, on the other podcast how you don't want nobody to just take your guns, and then now you have to prove that you know what I'm saying that you're not crazy, and to get your guns back, you don't want to go through that process. So it's like I don't want to go through court and have to go fight and plead my case. You know what I'm saying? Just to prove that, hey man, I'm just a regular citizen as you, like you. You know what I'm saying? It's like now that puts a target on my back just doing that. You know what I'm saying? Now I did that to this person, so basically I did it to all of them. Now I got to fight a whole police station. You know what I'm saying? Versus going about it another way.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not in that kind of situation, so I can't really, say 100% definitely. I'm just saying from what I can see through my position. Um, and that's neither here nor there. So, I mean, I really can't speak upon that. I don't know what it's like.
I mean, I get it. I hear what you're saying. You don't know what it's like. Um, I guess you're trying to say you don't know what it's like to be a black man. It's all right, man. You can say it, man. We're not judging you, man. At, at, the, at the end of the day, man, look, I mean, at the end of the day, look, this is like one of many. I guess the question is who's next. This is a lot of like shooting out there with police officers killing unarmed black people. Maybe this is an eye opening for these police officers to think twice before they start shooting these unarmed black people, because there will be consequences to it. At the end of the day, I don't know what's the perfect system. I don't want to be like one of those people that say I hate the police, because I do not hate police officers. Shit, if I get in trouble, who you think I'm calling? You know what I'm saying? So obviously we need them, but at the end of the day, as us as being taxpayers, said as taxpayers and paying taxes, paying their part of their salary, they should be able to respect us. You know what I'm saying? Because most of black people is not looking like most black people are not. We don't like hate police officers. Like we're just afraid of them. Which when the cops pull us over, we like, damn, our heart just beat. You know what I'm saying? Just beat fast because we don't know what could happen. So I just think a lot of these police officers, man, they just need to stop, thinking I'm gonna shoot first and just treat us like just always just asking them to do is treat us like human beings. You know what I'm saying? When a police
Hey
officer,
D, do, hey
So,
D, do you think that the police force or police union need a reform program or something?
that one I'm not sure on because I've never been a cop. I don't know what their programs or their how they go about doing things is. Um,
Nah, but I'm just saying the system and laws are in place. Like I'm glad. I know you can see how they interact. I feel like they need to be reprogrammed or reformed, or you know what I'm saying. I feel like we need to have other
like they
entities
need
in
better
the
training.
police force. Not only training, just I feel like a police officer, you should be like just ground rules. Like you should be policing in the neighborhood that you live in. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like you should be traveling 30 minutes or 45 minutes to go to another neighborhood and patrol. Because I feel like people need to have a rapport with police. You know what I'm saying? I need to see you outside of uniform and have conversations with you. You know what I'm saying? See you pull up to the local gym
Yeah,
and see you
I
at the
like
local
that.
market and stuff like that. So I feel like that's all part of the reform and the reprogramming that I talked about. And that's how I was asking, do you feel like our police union or whatever police force should go through something like that?
Um, well, as far as the housing thing goes, I guess you could say they're a public servant. So, I guess you could kind of tell them what area to live in as far as that. Like, I can get the whole every day seeing this person around the neighborhood, getting to know them, stuff like that. That would help, I believe, because you get more of a one-on-one person connection. Like, see, I work in retail, so I can I get regular customers. We build up a rapport and stuff like that. Yeah, so that could help. Um, see if there's anything else. I think a lot of them should have like more like Brazilian jiu-jitsu training. Um, that could help. Um,
That could help a
Oh,
lot.
yeah. I feel like you agree with me that we do need a reform and we need to
oh,
create
we can
these
make some
different programs.
changes.
Yeah.
I don't agree with like defund or demolish.
Oh no! I don't think you should defund because like why should you defund? I think we should strategize and put those money or whatever in a different department and open up different departments in our unions. I'm not saying that we need to take money away from them. I just think the money should go somewhere else and maybe for education, what I'm saying, or something between the police and the community where they throwing parties. What I'm saying? They could figure it out. I'm not saying defund. You need defund. I don't agree with defund.
I think what it is too, when people are saying defend, I think the main thing is um and I guess everybody has their own definition of defund, but I would say like defend the latest one I seen that somebody was talking about, it's basically saying like, for example, if it's like a mentally ill, like I don't know if you've seen the kid that was basically the black kid, the mom called the police on the child because she needed help on him, and I think he had a knife or
Yeah, in
something.
Jersey.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
cop
yeah, in
came,
Jersey.
and the cop came, and automatically the cop told her put the gun, put the knife down. He didn't put the knife down. And he ended up shooting the kid. I think like 5 times or something, and killing him. I think that's what people was talking about because they just want like some mentally trained like psychologists to train to come with the police to try to de-escalate the situation. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like, hey, I
Yeah,
gotta kill this kid. Cause obviously the mom called the police, was like, hey, my son is spazzing out. He's out of control, but he's a mentally ill kid. He's on medicine. He's mentally ill. He didn't take his medicine. So I'm pretty sure the mom wasn't calling the cops to come, hey, come and kill my child. If that was it, the mom would
yeah,
have never called a cop. And I just think when you talk about, I don't want to say the word defund, but at least hire another position. Like when you get calls like, hey, my son's mentally ill, this and that, have another officer that's actually trained to de-escalate this situation, like professionally trained, like a psychologist, like trained therapist to calm the kid down, and to make sure everything is not shoot first, if that makes sense.
And not
yeah.
even that, but it goes back to what I was saying with the with police knowing their neighborhood. If a police stayed in that community or around that community and he was policing that community, he would have, when that call came in, he would have known exactly what autistic kid that they were talking about. We're like, oh, I know such and such. I know exactly where he at. And him being a member of the community or being well respected and well known around, you know what I'm saying? That dude, he could de-escalate that situation where no guns had to be drawn, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's why I was saying like they need to revamp or reform the police academy or unions or whatever.
Yeah, but reform would also could possibly cost more, which a lot of people aren't willing to do at this point right now.
So in order to do that, we stay in our old ways, our old systemic ways, and not try
I
to
mean,
improve them because
we should definitely improve.
whatever
It may
change you're
just
gonna
cost
make,
more money.
yeah, whatever change you're gonna make, even if it's at a house, you're gonna renovate that house, you're gonna add to the house, you're gonna upgrade the house, you still need money, whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? And especially people always find ways to get funded or find funds all of a sudden whenever they're willing to do it. I should say. You know what I'm saying? If they really want something done, I guarantee they'll find a bill, they'll find a fund, they'll find someone to. Hey, there's people that donate money to people that need help with PPP loans. I'm pretty sure they can help. They can find people to donate for a good cause. You know what I'm saying? And I think it starts with that. You know what I'm saying? But if
Yeah,
you don't have a strong mind, you don't have a strong body. You know what I'm saying?
And I think
And I think
with America, man, the last thing they should be talking about is money, because if we need something, they'll find money for it. You know what I'm saying? They'll find money to get something done. It depends how important it is to you to you. It will get it done. But when it comes to money, because you got different charities donating money for certain things, you can raise money. And some of the and so my whole thing is like, all right, would you rather keep it the same and keep killing unarmed black people, or keep killing black people, than the city get a settlement, get a $12 million settlement, $20 million settlement to the families? I mean, I think it's cheaper to just fix it than to keep it the same, because history would tell you, like every month or every like twice a month, every week, there's some cop killing a unarmed black person or a black person
And th-
overall, and the city's
and
gonna
they
get and they're gonna settle with the family, and it's not like it's thousands of dollars. You're talking about millions and millions of dollars.
and it's not a black or white thing. You can go back and look at facts. I don't see white people getting killed like this. I don't see at the rate as black people are getting killed. I don't see Hispanic people getting killed that way. I don't see the Chinese people getting killed that way. It's only happening to blacks. And so with that, it's definitely a systematic thing. It's not a thing that's wrong with this. I mean, it's not something. It's definitely a systematic thing. Definitely.
Well, I also think that the media has a big role into that as well. As anything that they want to show you, they can show you, but anything that they don't want to show you, that won't fit into like what would sell. Because at the end of the day, the media is just a big corporation. Anything that
Yeah,
sells,
I think that's a great point that you make. But also with social media, I think social media kind of opened up the lanes. You know what I'm saying? You can see you can see through the bullshit. Basically, what I was trying to say is back then, you know what I'm saying, we had to solely deal with the media because like they're the only ones out there going out and doing that. But the way social media works, if you really want to take the time and research it, it's out there. The information is definitely out there.
And I understand what you're saying, the media, but you got to understand TV, especially reality shows or the media, they show a lot of negative because that's what people watch. People don't watch positive. It's crazy. We're like screwed up as a society. Like if you think about all the positive shows, they usually get canceled. What shows that usually stay relevant is basically the negative shows. So I mean, I understand what you're saying about the media, but at the end of the day, if you think about the officer, the former officer of Minnesota, Derek Chauvin, it wasn't really the media. It was basically, it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was a 17-year-old girl that basically recorded the whole thing, and so she recorded the whole thing that happened, and she ended up posting it up, and the media ended up catching it, and that just shows the whole world. So I think the reason why everything is catching up is because number one is the technology. Technology changed from how it used to be like 20, 30, 40 years ago. Now it's like people could pull out a phone and just record everything that's happening. Because even with the police body cameras, they show you a certain angles and you can hear it. But if it wasn't for that, imagine if it wasn't for that girl that was smart enough to pull out her camera. You know what I'm saying? This guy would have still been walking the streets.
Brother, that's one thing. But I think D is right because just bringing it back to I'm just thinking about Deshaun Watson and how the media definitely slandered his name.
Yeah,
And I remember, and a few days ago, it was coming out how some of these females were lying, and I have yet to hear that on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? It might be on the website where you have to go read it, but I don't hear no anchor talking about it. I don't hear no host was talking about it, but they definitely was bashing the man when those allegations came out.
yeah, but when the allegation came out, they were bashing the man. But that goes to the point. I agree with D saying about the media, but I guess
Yeah,
what I'm what,
basically what I'm trying to say is if the media basically want to paint a picture, like they painted a negative picture on the man,
yeah,
and
they paid a
obviously
negative.
those those females are lying. They're not bashing those females like the way they bash Deshaun Watson. Is basically what I'm saying. So I mean, the information out there now, you can definitely go
But
see it, but
but that
everybody heard about it with the Deshaun Watson. Every time that female came out, you heard about it. You knew about it.
but at the end of the day, it's part of what I was saying. No one cares about positive. Like no one cares about making Deshaun Watson look good, or
Mhm.
like these off. Like I'm sure there's a lot of good officers out. There is a lot of good officers out here. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? I'll be crazy if I said it wasn't. But the media is not going to show that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
They're going to show the negative, and it's just like, and
right.
that's why like you got these good officers, and that's why like the one officer that basically showed um the right way to like between the taser and the gun. Like I said, I'm gonna post it in this video um between the taser or the gun. He was a white guy, white officer. He said that he's sick of time like these fucking bad officers fucking up because once they fuck up, it's giving like people like him, like good officers like him, a bad bad name. So like I said, but the media is not going to show that. They're only going to show the negative. But it goes to the ratings. Negative sells. Everything in this world is basically negative. Everything media is like,
Yeah,
think about it: movies, TV shows, whatever, everything is negative, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah. There's another thing that I want to bring up about the media and the whole, they're show you what they want you to see. Um, I forget where it was, but the last mass shooting we had that was in like a grocery store or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they were all about it, just slandering. Oh, this was another white male with AR and all this and that. Come to find out, he wasn't even white. He was like Iranian or something like that.
Yeah,
And then that story was just dropped like immediately. You didn't hear it for the rest of the week.
but that goes to what we're saying. They only show negative. Like
Yeah,
they
I
only
mean
show
that
negative.
was still negative, but because it wasn't a white guy with an AR, it dropped real quick.
I got you. I got you. Well, anyway, man, we're gonna wrap this up, man. I just wanted to chat with you for a little bit, man. Appreciate you joining us, man. This was a great conversation. I mean, we don't know what's the right or wrong, the right or wrong answer for this. We don't know how to solve this. We're just a little, the little people amongst big giants. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man,
Yeah,
like
but
people
having
say,
discussions like this is a good thing.
yeah, that's true. Having discussions like this is a good thing. Like I said, we all like.
Hey, you talking about we little people, man? We three big ass giants. What the hell this man talking about, man? Hey, D, man, I want to appreciate you for coming on, man. You definitely got to come back. Definitely like your input, man. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate you having me, man. It's been
All
good.
right, all right, man. Appreciate it, man. Hey, man, let us know what you guys think. Leave a comment below and click subscribe and share. Holla at your boys, man. Miz on me, Miz on me, Miz on me. We out. Big Zo podcast available every
The
social
big
media platform.
Zoes, man.
Holla at your boys, man. We
Talk
out.
about some little people.
All right, D. Appreciate it, man.
All right.
Again, man, thank you guys for joining the movement. Let us know what you think. Leave a comment below. Click subscribe and holla at your boys, man. Every social media platform. Big Zoes, Miz on me, Miz on me, Miz on me.